We are back at the 2024 SEMA Show. I'm here in the Proform booth. I'm joined with Booth. It's a pleasure, Booth.
Yeah, booth in a booth. Look at that. Wow.
I always got super confused because they were like, oh, we'll check with Booth. And I was like, what booth?
Right.
We're not even at a show. What booth are we talking about? Here at Proform Ports, you guys do classic performance. I'm all about classic performance. Actually, that's the only thing I'm about. You have quite a selection of new products to show us. Can you go ahead and show us the latest and greatest?
Yeah, so as you know, we're American V8 muscle. I mean, that's what, we do. That's racing, that's street, that's everything that's under the umbrella. Car show, pop the hood on Friday night, we got something for you. Here at the show, some of the newest items that you probably may or may not have seen would be our carburation line. We've expanded that into some specialty carburetors, ones that include things like annular boosters and, of course, all the billet components that you're used to, and, of course, full adjustability. But the star of the show is the new large format carburetors from 1050 to 1450 CFM, brand new casting on all of this, all the great features, fully customizable as you might imagine. And we're looking to have these out sometime, I'd say springtime 25.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just in time for the race season.
That's right.
Yeah, that won't fit on there because it's got a different bolt pattern.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
4500 flange, right? And then 4150 flange?
Exactly. Street alternators, mostly for the street crowd, not the race crowd. This is an area of the underhood compartment that's been really overlooked completely, where you've got these fancy valve covers, nice air cleaners, then you've got basically an unsightly alternator right there. So now we have a whole new design. When I say new design, we redid the case, rethought the whole thing into a more modern look, and then of course all the finishes that matching the valve covers and air cleaners and breather caps that we have. So now you can have an actual continuous look throughout the engine bay.
What finishes do you have in the alternators?
Well, that's a good question because we've expanded our line of finishes quite a bit, and as you can see here, we have all the popular ones like chrome and polished and matte black, but we've expanded it to the orange, the red, and some of the other finishes that have really been popular in the valve cover and air cleaner side of the market. So now we've got the thing all together so you can get full matching. These are 10SI alternator cases in case you're wondering what they fit. So standard 10SI with the 6.61 inch wingspan, which is your standard 10SI. So this is easy remove and replace type of stuff. Right there in the parking lot, boom, boom, done, off you go.
I think some people don't recognize what 10SI, 12SI, what is that referring to? What is it?
It's referring to the case itself. So the 12SI had a slightly larger case. The 10SI is the sort of optimized case, I don't know, later or earlier, but it was the one that people decided to make the standard sort of V8 muscle.
So what's up with the little baby one?
Yeah, well, the lightning bolt, this is a really trick invention. I mean, this is 100 amps in a 7-pound alternator. 80 amps at idle, so you're not going to just, poop out there on the side of the road. But it's great. I mean, the whole shtick is 100 amps and 7 pounds. I mean, that's all you need to know. I mean, that's 6 pounds of weight off the front end from one of these. Well, front end weight, if you're a racer, 6 pounds off the front end, that's the difference between first and last place.
Yeah, it can be.
Typically, this is like you can get first place, last place.
So let me ask you this. What does this fit? It's obviously a different wingspan than this guy.
It is. It's a universal style. Doesn't fit any American V8 muscle as is. You'd have to change your bracketry around. To make it easy for you, we came up with a little billet adapter that you attach onto here, and that gives you the 6.61 wingspan that you would like if you want to plug this into something like that. So you can either buy that separately or with the alternator itself.
Right, depending on what you need, right? So if you want it a little bit tighter, you probably don't need the adapter.
No, yeah, exactly. This is a little bit tighter, but if you're going to put this in like a street rod or something that you're going to just be showing off at the car show, then you're going to put it on there because space isn't an issue.
Right. Let me ask you this too. This one and these ones actually come in a V-belt configuration for the pulley. Do you have anything else?
Right, so for this one we actually offer a few different serpentine pulleys to go with it. These ones you just use other brand pulleys if you want to switch to a serpentine or a dual. Well, we can talk about some header bolts.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty trick. One of the things we added this year is the Ford modular guys were complaining that we didn't offer one for them. They needed 16 pieces of the metric ones.
Okay.
Well, we don't offer a 16 piece, so now we have a 16 piece of the 8mm.
Okay.
So the Ford modular guys will be happy about that because that's what they need. Otherwise, they were buying 2 kits and having to throw away half the bolts.
So what I did actually is I had some of these left over because same thing. Before you guys had the big kit, I had to get 2 of the little kits.
Right.
And I used most of them on the headers, and then whatever was left over, I used them on the intake manifold.
There you go. So yeah, so we've expanded this line, and of course we've added the shiny finish across the line for the 3/8 bolts. So now we have black and the nickel plated, which is nice because not everybody wants black oxide.
Let's jump over to the cooling side of things, because you guys aren't just carburetors. You're not just alternators.
We're a lot of things.
You're a lot of things, and honestly, I didn't even know. Like, I knew you guys as like the carburetor company, and then you're like, no, that's like one of the smaller things that we do. We actually do all these other things. So these 2 radiators are very similar. Like, their core size are almost identical, but there's a pretty major difference. Can you go through what it is?
Yeah, we have 2 lines of radiators. We have what we call the 1, 2, 3 line of radiators, and those are traditional radiator-based radiators. Some really great features that make it different than normal radiators in the sense of the shrouds and the fans and everything can attach to it in an integrated way using pre-threaded bolt holes and things of that nature, so you get a real clean show car look. Not some sort of DIY thing where the shroud's just, drilled into some holes at the top.
Right.
So it's a real clean, stylish look, because that, as you found out, Ernesto, when you come from the world of dress up, even things that are utility products need to look good.
Right.
We have to put our touch on that. But over here, this is a new invention. This is our slim fit line of radiators, and what we've done here is we have embedded the fan motor into the radiator core. By doing that, that allows us to offer a radiator, shroud, and fan that's only 4 inches thick. Well, there's no other radiator out there that's got the fan, the shroud, and the radiator that's all 4 inches thick. And then, of course, on top of all of that, we still made it look great, really clean look, some nice aesthetics here. I mean, look at this. You get the built-in thermostat. It comes with a billet cap. I mean, this thing's pretty slick, and it just comes out of the box fully assembled, ready to roll.
Well, the first time that I ever saw this, I was really puzzled because I saw that the fan was only maybe 1.5 inches, and I was like, where's the rest of it? Yeah, so if we go ahead and look on the back side, we can actually see where the rest of it actually ends up. So let's go ahead and flip this guy around.
Yeah, all right, want me to just pull this one up?
Oh yeah, you got another one?
Yeah, here.
So that's the back side, right?
Well, this is actually the front side.
Well, yeah, if you're looking at the car.
I'm at the engine side.
Right, if you're looking at the car, this is the front side.
But, I mean, this is if you haven't seen this, you're probably thinking, what in the world did they do there? We embedded a tank into the center of the core and put the radiator motor into it. So now the fluid comes down, it goes around, and keeps going. So the radiator is fully functional, but we've optimized it so that you can get that thin look.
My only concern, and you can correct me on this, is what happens when one of the components goes bad?
Sure, well, the only components that aren't radiator related are the fan, the motor, there's a thermostat built in, like I said, and there's a controller, circuit board, all of which are service parts that we offer.
Okay.
But let me show you one more thing, because we got another invention, first in the industry here, is you look at this and you say, where's the overflow tube?
Right.
Yeah, we figured out a way to get rid of that. Now we made it remote and it comes out over here. So now you open up the hood of your car and guess what? No ugly, tube running off to the side. So we even figured out it's just another little touch that, Proform's always looking to innovate, and that's just one more small innovation that we did with this product line.
I was wondering what that was for.
Yep. Well, hey, look, check this out. Look at that, 40 years of innovation right here. So if you get the 2025 catalog, it's 40 years we've been at this, having a lot of fun. I mean, we've come a long way from, regular chrome. Now we got all this crazy stuff. It's great.
Let me ask you this now. You have these 2 smaller ones. This is a small radiator. What would you use this one for?
Oil coolers or differential cooling.
And this is what I believe you call it the Tundra series, right?
Yep. And they're all, transmission oil. It's any type of oil. I mean, it's an oil cooler of any sort. It's universal in that regard.
I really like the touch that you guys stamped the Proform.
Well, just like anything, otherwise it looks generic.
What are you doing with these guys right here on the right?
Yeah, well, obviously our electric water pump business has been one of our staple product lines for, maybe not 40 years, but we've had it for a long time.
And this particular one is for what?
That's Chevy small block. We also offer Ford small block, Chevy big block as far as the complete unit electric water pumps.
And I know you have something for the LSs, even though it's not the water pump specifically, right?
Right, we offer an adapter that you can use with the big block pump that adapts the big block water pump to the LS motor.
I actually have a little bit of experience with that. Earlier this year, we were doing an LS swap into I believe it was a 69 Chevelle.
Okay.
And we went ahead and we dropped the LS, and then I contacted you guys, and we were able to get the big block water pump along with the LS
with
adapters.
the mounting kit, yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually super easy, and after it was all done, it actually worked really, really well.
Oh, great, nice.
Yeah.
I actually have seen one in the flesh, in the wild. I've heard. I know we sell them, but it's not the kind of thing I see every day.
I'll send you the video after this is all done.
Yeah, I'd look forward to seeing that. All right, well, here's the star of the show, breaking it out last. So if you made it this far into the show, you're getting the goods now. But this is a universal 12-volt brushless fan.
Okay.
No controllers required, hot wire, negative wire, wire it up, and it's just go time, just like standard brush fan.
Okay.
And that, that's the innovation. It's pretty slick. Why don't we bust it out? You can take a look at it. It doesn't weigh very much, and it's only 3 inches thick. So if you're looking to save space, this is a low-profile fan. Oh, wow. It's a low-profile fan that puts out a ton of CFM. And that's kind of the craziest thing about it is, you're thinking, okay, well, it's brushless, but does it really perform? And boy, does it really perform. I'll tell you that, Ernesto. I mean, you're talking something like this. This is 3,300 CFMs in a 16-inch fan, only 3 inches thick, so it's smaller than a lot of stuff out there, and the price point's pretty right, too.
So what's the main benefit of the brushless?
Well, more cooling.
Okay.
I mean, you can't get that kind of CFM out of the comparable brushed motor fan.
Okay.
Everyone needs more cooling. No one was like, I've got too much cooling, I need less.
Right.
No, everybody wants more cooling, and so this is more cooling.
So let me ask you this. Is this the only size you guys carry?
No, that's a good question. So we offer a 12-inch model, which is also sold in a 2-pack because most people who buy in a 12-inch are buying 2, go dual fan.
Right.
And then we've got a 14-inch, and we've got a couple 16 inches, one with a straight blade and one with an S-blade.
Okay.
In 25, you're going to see a 10-inch model as well as S-blades across the line.
What is the main benefit of switching over to an S-blade?
Everyone says they're a little bit quieter.
Okay.
And they are a little bit quieter, but it's like 5 decibels.
Maybe 5 decibels is what breaks a bank,
Yeah, I mean it's not huge, but it is a little bit more. But the aesthetic, they look nice.
Well, again, this was Booth over at Proform. It's a pleasure. So.
Well, thanks for coming by and giving me some time to talk.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed the show.